I'm really pleased with the win, and I thought we played exceptionally well defensively. I thought our defense right from the beginning of the game we made it tough on them to score, contested shots, rebounded well, and I thought the opening of the game and then our defense throughout really won us the game. Disappointed, for us, 20 turnovers is really an exceptionally high number, and thought we were a little bit sloppy at times. Part of that's the game, maybe feeling. Because we're playing with a big lead, maybe feeling, not the game tension that maybe helps you make better decisions. So, but really pleased with the win and looking forward to Saturday night.
Chris, especially heading into a game, against Dayton with a guy like Obi Toppin, how valuable is it to be able to rest Grant only playing, 16 minutes?
Yeah, huge. I thought the fact that when we were able, basketball, just being up 16, or whatever we're up in the first half, generally means nothing. It's such a game of runs. But when we're able to extend the lead in the second half and be able to rest him, and Jacob didn't play the whole game, which he has been since Blake's been out, and just get other guys, two things: get some guys some rest, and then get other guys in there and more experiences. Critical and really important. So we have a lot of preparation to do, obviously, and so I think that could benefit us.
31 bench points tonight. Can you speak a little bit about the difference from last year to this year? I think we saw 31 last year. He would have said, no way.
Yeah. I mean, well, just so much more depth. Woj has started a lot of college games, and Tyler, I think, has a chance to be a really special player. I think that he was terrific at Mason, and then again tonight he was really, really good. He's got great basketball instincts. He's a great athlete. He's an all-around player. He rebounds well. So I think he has a chance to be a special player and impacted the game. And Sal and Matt really gave us very good minutes tonight also on both ends of the floor. So, so to have depth is critical and has really benefited us this year.
Was there any thought to put Caressi in in the last 4 minutes?
Yeah, there was some. I thought that Nate was limited by foul trouble. I would have put Sal into place him forward, and Nate was limited by foul trouble, and I just wanted him to be out there for a little bit longer.
Coach, I would imagine you're pretty thrilled with the 3-0 record with how you're leading score. How does your guys kind of settle into their roles without Blake and then not skip a beat, or so it seems?
Yeah, no, that's really important. Injuries are the worst part of the game, and to have one for such a great player like Blake is hard. But I thought what our guys have done is they've focused on each individual, the next practice, the shoot around, the meeting, everything they've focused on that. I think we're all anxious to see if Blake can what the evaluation is and if he can get back. We know how good he is. But it's something we can't control. So what was more important is for us to really zero in and concentrate and to have won those games is really a credit to the guys.
Just how big of an emphasis heading in was making sure you use your size to score at the rim. You outscored 34-22 in the paint.
Yeah.
Those early baskets at the rim helped you get out to the big lead. So.
Yeah, that was huge. We wanted to go inside. The fact that they're undersized, they're very physical and tough, and so I thought Grant made 2 great post moves, set a great tone for us. Not only did we get the points, but set a physical tone for us, an aggressive tone for us. The next time I looked up, I think it was 16-3, and so that was really important. And we needed to use our size, and we did a good job of that for sure. And we have to play LaSalle again, so the adjustments that'll be made on both sides will be interesting to see. But I thought that being able to score inside and go to the guys inside was really critical.
What does that mean for Tyler now, especially in his last 2 games?
Well, I think everybody just gets more and more comfortable and confident as they continue to play. And Tyler has given us good minutes really all year, but for a good play by a young player, there's a bad play. A good play, a bad play. And he's stringing together more and more good plays and showing his value just on his aggressiveness. He made 2 big threes against George Mason over the weekend. So I just think his overall play and then his confidence growing is really important to him, as it would be to any young player. And also he hasn't had too much of a burden on him. We've had some great freshmen who've had it's much easier to play on a good team than it is to kind of have the burden that maybe Jacob or Grant did when they were freshmen.
So, Coach, Isaiah Dees came into this game leading LaSalle in points, 12.4
Yeah.
game. Y'all allowed him just 3. What do you give credit to for slowing him down tonight?
Well, I thought overall defensively, I thought we were really alert. You know, they moved the ball nicely, a very perimeter-oriented team, and we were very alert. We wanted to switch a couple of things, but not everything. And so I thought every time he got the ball, we were very good in terms of our position on him. We were aggressive. He saw a hand and didn't have that much free space. So I thought that was probably the biggest thing, just how alert we were to him.
With what's ahead for you guys in the next 2 games, how much was emphasized about just focusing on tonight, focusing on LaSalle and the game plan, and then we'll worry about Dayton and BCU when that time comes?
Yeah, exactly. You know, of course, from us, you know, that's the only thing we talked about. And, you know, it's harder and harder for these guys, just with phones and the social media and all, to focus in on anything because there's a distraction in their hand at all times. And so I'm sure that guys have been thinking about the opportunity to play Dayton. But when we're in the Robbins Center and we're prepping and we're talking about things, obviously our focus is on LaSalle. And, you know, you have to be respectful of everybody you're playing and respectful of the game and make sure that you're prepared. And I think our guys did a good job of that tonight.
Coach, heading into the season, there were questions about this team, you know, playing in the interior and the physicality. With that being said, it's now the 3rd straight game you've outscored your opponents in the paint. Can you speak on where you feel about your play on the block this year?
Yeah, I think it's been really good. I thought, you know, not only did we score in there, I thought we defended pretty well in there. The first play of the second half, Croswell scored in the post, but then I think the next 2 or 3 times he got the ball, we met his physicality. We surrounded him a little bit. We were stabbing at the ball, but because our positioning was good enough, that enabled us to do that. So, yeah, I think, you know, we're generally a fluid team, a skilled team. So that's going to be something where other teams who emphasize physical play are usually going to have an advantage. We need to meet that advantage with toughness so that our skill level and passing and ball movement and sense of how to play shows up.
You mentioned Grant setting the tone early on. When do you think maybe it's turned that on a little bit? Because more so than not, 15-foot mid-range guy, he was really attacking the rim.
He really was. The first 2 post moves he made were great. He made some really good post moves against George Mason. You know, he's a skilled player. He can do a lot of things, and sometimes, sometimes it's easier to be a guy who can just do one thing. You know, he goes out and does one thing. Grant can do a lot of things. He's given a lot of responsibility within our offense and our defense, and so, you know, for him, he still has to do those basic things, even though he has the ability to do a lot, and I think he's really done a good job of that.
What can you take from this, particularly defensively? Getting ready for Dayton, a team that's very efficient, in the rim and inside.
Yeah. Well, Dayton, they're tremendous offensively, and I've only seen them a little bit. I saw the game against St. Louis last week, and you know they seem to be great at everything. So playing a good defensive game and holding our own on the backboard, I think that does give us a little bit of sense of confidence moving forward that we can compete and that we can play well Saturday.
How big of an impact has it had, from this year to last year, being able to go 9 men deep consistently?
It's been huge. I was just saying in the hallway walking over here, I haven't played 16 minutes in a long time. So just, everybody 1 through 5, being able to have guys that come off the bench and help our team win games is huge. Obviously, it's helped giving guys break. Less injuries this year, I would say, overall. After the start of the year with a couple ankles. But, it's been really good, and we're lucky to have those guys coming off the bench and helping us.
Tyler, do you think these last 2 games have been a breakout for you offensively?
Yes, for sure. But, I've been putting in the work. I know that, so it's not too much of a surprise to me.
Going into this one, you guys kind of knew you had a size mismatch with them. Did you think that this could have been an even better opportunity for you to be able to get into the paint and attack?
For sure, definitely.
Kind of expand on that. Just how big of an emphasis was that? Y'all scored on 34-22 in the paint, 19 and 24 inside the arc. Just how big of an emphasis was just trying to pound inside? You started with 2 quick baskets inside. Was that just the big emphasis coming in, like trying to get as much scoring at the rim as you could?
Yeah, we knew last year, I think because of that size advantage, they tried to front the post a lot. So that was something that we talked about a lot in practice, just making sure we try and get position. Luckily, I was able to get 2 quick ones there, like you said. And, coming off the bench, they have a young guy, the freshman, the big 23. But we felt like we would be all right down there physically, even though he has a lot of size. So definitely an emphasis to put the ball inside early on, and luckily we were able to do that.
Andre scored 11 tonight. He had 8 in the last 3 games. How big has it been for you guys to see him, start to – he's been a great defensive player, but now to see him start scoring for you?
Go ahead.
Nah, bro, that's all you.
It's been great. Andre's done a really great job for us in all aspects this year. especially here lately coming off the bench, or starting, with Blake being out. And like you said, defensively, it's been there from the start of the year. He's been our best defender all year, I would say, him and Blake for sure. And just, like you said, offensively, I think he's a lot more confident, especially as he's been starting here the last couple games, and hopefully it can continue.
Grant, 2 road wins and then a convincing home win without your leading scorer. Does the experience help in terms of, making up for Blake's absence, and have you guys skipped a beat at all?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a huge loss, losing your leading scorer, no matter who it is. But, I've said it before, I think it was just a next up mentality. We've had it all year. Like you said, we have a lot of guys that have been here for a while now, and a lot of guys that have accomplished a lot in this league so far. So we have the guys that are capable, no matter who's off or who's out. We have the ability to make up for that scoring. I think a lot of it comes down to, what we do on the defensive end and how we rebound, and we did a good job of those 2 things tonight.
This is for both of you. How much was the talk about not looking ahead to what you have Saturday and next week and just focus on the South because of the way you guys played? It seemed like that was, a lot of talk about focusing solely on the South tonight.
Yeah, huge. That was something that we preached early on, starting after our game Saturday. Obviously, them being top 10 in the country, everybody's excited for that one. I'm sure they'll be sold out, lots of people there. But, LaSalle came in here and really beat us down pretty good in our own place last year. And I think everybody remembered that, and we did a good job at emphasizing that and making sure we were ready for this one.
Does the experience help?
For sure. No doubt. No doubt.
Tyler, another solid night for you, 1 rebound shot, a double-double. Can you speak on your confidence going forward, especially with a team like Dayton coming to town on Saturday?
I'm just going to take it one day at a time, just put in the work I've been putting in, just staying focused, listening to my coaches, and listening to great teammates like Grant.
What were the biggest keys to kind of keeping Isaiah Dees at bay? He scored 19 overall in their last game, and was leading the team in scoring. Keeping 1 of 8 from the field. So what was kind of the biggest key to making sure he wasn't able to get hot since you're early?
I think we've been seeing him for a couple years now, and he's a really good player, really talented, really good with the ball in his hands especially. I think the biggest thing was actually what you just said, just not letting him get hot early, making sure we're very physical with him every time he catches the ball, make sure he feels us on defense, tight in gaps, making sure he can't get any open lanes to the basket, and just really making things tough for him early on. And I think we did a good job of that.
What are the biggest things you can take from this, particularly defensively, heading to the big one on Saturday State?
A lot. We were really good defensively tonight. A lot of things to build on. I think, more so what we need to build on. We played pretty sloppy tonight, regardless of the win. 20 turnovers is totally unacceptable for us. We've gone weeks without 20 turnovers. So we're gonna have a big one on Saturday, and we're gonna have to take care of the ball. We're gonna have to do a lot of things on offense, but obviously the defensive end is definitely gonna need to be there.
Yeah, Grant, one more. You guys believers in momentum in terms of just taking 3 straight wins now into a game like that in terms of building confidence when you're facing a team like Dayton?
Yeah, for sure. 3 wins, obviously, like you said, momentum, confidence. But those 3 games are in the past now. So, none of those games matter. Dayton doesn't care whether we lost or won those 3 games, and we just need to focus on them and be ready to play on Saturday.
How much more comfortable are you guys now in these roles with Blake now out of the lineup?
I'd say pretty comfortable. Like I said, we haven't really missed a beat in terms of just having the next guy step up, having guys like Tyler come off the bench and play like he has the last 2 games, Andre stepping into a starting role, performing well, Woj shooting the ball well. I mean, it's everybody. Matt, Sal, these guys have all done a great job stepping up, taking on bigger roles, and hopefully we can just keep doing that.